Good morning, everybody. We'll start the program in just about a few minutes. Okay, so let's get the program started. Melinda, can you see my screen very well?
Yes, I can see it.
That's great, thank you. Thank you all, good morning. Thank you for joining this presentation about electrical and computing engineering program at San Diego State University. So my name is Chris Mee. I'm the department chair of electrical and computing engineering at San Diego State University. So today I will present you some information about our program, and I hope you get excited and will join us in the fall. So before I dive into the program, let me just give you an example what you will be looking for as an electrical engineer. And then many of you may have heard already about wireless power transfer. This is the idea that was developed by Nikola Tesla over 100 years ago. On the right hand of the screen, you see this tower that was built by Tesla, dreaming of sending power to space. And everybody will be able to receive power without a cable. Of course, it was not successful, but the idea has inspired generations of engineers until the past few years. As a research group led by myself and others around the world have made a breakthrough to make this happen. So wireless power transfer has now been very popular. Many people have already bought their cell phones with wireless charging capability. And we see electric vehicles are coming with wireless charging capability. So this is a wonderful opportunity for people to study electrical engineering and get involved. And the market predicted 17 billion in 2020, and it could easily exceed $100 billion in about 10 years. So this wireless power transfer technology, for example, is being used in many applications, cell phone charging, emission, and also in pacemakers, a device that is buried or implanted inside a human body. And I mentioned about wireless charging of electric vehicles. I do presentations about this technology around the world. And people ask me quite often that, is this thing safe? So we started this technology to see whether not only just technologically possible to transfer power wirelessly, but we want to make sure this technology is safe. So we were looking at a human, and then we look at an animal to see whether this system will have any negative impact, or is it going to hurt humans and animals. So we took initially human next to the car, and we look at the electromagnetic field distribution inside this human body. And we found the electromagnetic field levels so that we know whether this is safe. Now, what I want to illustrate here is that you see this transient or this animation. This is something our students are able to do on their computers. So we can build a human model, and then we can look at how the electromagnetic field change over time inside the human body. And similarly, we can look at how flux, how magnetic field, electric field change inside an animal if this animal is on top of this wireless transfer system. This kind of skills are trained for our students. In fact, just this semester, there are two groups of students working with me on their senior design projects. And some of the students have learned how to build such models on their computers. And of course, this is just one example that our student can do. So in fact, in our department, we offer two different degree programs. So one is called a BS, or Bachelor's Degree in Science in Electrical Engineering. This is 120 semester units if you join us as a freshman, or it's going to be roughly 60 units if you join us as a transfer student. If you already taken high school like AP classes, you will need less units to graduate from this program. We have another program called BS Degree in Computer Engineering, which is focused more on the computer side. And this is a little bit different from computer science. And computer science is a degree program offered in another college, which is focused on the science aspect like algorithm. But our computer engineering focuses both hardware and software in computer engineering. And we also offer a BS Computer Engineering in Degree Completion program. And this is a new program that is being developed but has not been started yet. So we're going to start this program initially this fall, but we'll most likely start this program next fall, where students who are not able to come to campus in person will be able to take this hybrid online program to get a bachelor's degree. We also offer graduate programs. One of them is Master of Science in Electrical Engineering with many specializations, for example, power, communications, digital signal processing, and so on. It's a 30 semester units program, and people will graduate in about 1.5 to 2 years full time. We are also going to offer a Master of Science in Computer Engineering in just about a year. In addition to those two in-person programs, we also offer online MS program in electrical and in computer engineering. And those programs are designed for people who are not able to come to campus in person, but can take them online as a hybrid learning method. These students can have a part-time study and while working full-time in the industry, or they are from another location, not in San Diego. These programs offer flexibility for students who are otherwise not able to complete the degree in any of these programs. In addition to the master program, we also offer a doctor program beyond master's degree. And this joint doctor degree programs are with UCSD. And also we have joint doctor program with UC Irvine. We also offer a master degree in engineering. This master engineering degree is a combination of engineering and business for people who are in the industry but now have switched their role more on the leadership side or management side other than heavily technical. We are working on our independent doctor program in cyber-physical systems, and that is still in process. So just want to tell you a little bit about the department. Our department has 19 faculty, and our research in the past 5 years have grown a lot. For example, in 2017-18, we have $2 million research grant, and in 2018, we have 1.8, and we are growing to $3 million in 2020 to 2021 academic year. Our number of faculty receiving grants have significantly increased, and many of our faculty receive wonderful awards. For example, we have our notable alumni, Peggy Johnson, CEO of Magical Leap. And before joining Magical Leap, she was the executive vice president for Microsoft. And she also served as vice president for Qualcomm, which is a local company in San Diego. She has donated more than $3 million to establish an endowed chair in digital signal processing in the ECE department. And we just had this wonderful lady to be the engineers Engineers Week a women engineer. And we have our own professor, Junfei Xie, was named top 50 most influential woman in San Diego just about a few days ago. And we have our professor, Swata Sakar, who has received the SDSU Diversity Award, leading a very large research program in the department. And this myself, I'm working on quite a few projects. For example, I'm working on the flying taxi, vertical takeoff, and vertical landing airplane. And I also work on Second Life electric vehicle batteries. And this topic has attracted a lot of attention and a lot of media reports lately on the internet, from KPPS to Live Lively and to many other online forums. And we have Professor Sharma, who received a lot of research funding from the government agency doing research in the electromagnetics antenna and also wireless communications. And we have Professor Chris Paolini leading a large group of researchers in his laboratory, including graduate and undergraduate students. In fact, this is a phenomenon that he's working with many undergraduate students on his research. And those students not only involved in his research, but also getting credit for doing research with him, and also getting experience of what real-world projects, real-world research will look like. And it helps a lot for them to look for a job when they graduate from our program. So now, how can you get into our program? Well, first of all, you need to apply. I know many of you have already got admissions to our program. Once you get into our program, this is a thing called pre-major and major. When freshmen are admitted to our program, they are put in the pre-major studies. In the pre-major, you need to take general education courses. In addition, you also need to take a few designated classes, including electrical engineering 210, computer engineering 160, mathematics 150, 151, and physics 195 and 196. You have to maintain a 2.7 GPA in the first 2 years before you can be declared major. Once you meet the 2.7 GPA and also finish the 6 classes that are listed here, you are transferred to the major. You can continue on to study electrical or computer engineering. If you fail to maintain 2.7 GPA, you can continue to take additional classes to reach your GPA, and you have to get C or better in the 6 classes listed here. You can always retake some classes if for some reason that you are not able to maintain 2.7 GPA or you failed one of the classes you fail to maintain a C or better. So that is how you stay in the program. Now, studying in college can be tough, but you cannot avoid taking tough classes because, for example, the 6 classes listed here, you have to take them before you can be declared major. So therefore, you cannot avoid them. Just continue on based on my map. When you get here, you will have this 4-year program. Stick to that schedule, and you will be able to graduate in 4 years. If for some reason that you missed 1 semester or you missed some classes, you can make up those losses during the summer. For example, sometimes you work due to family, due to financial, due to other reasons that you're not able to do well in 1 class. You should talk to our department, talk to our major advisors so that you know what you're going to do, what you need to do in order to be successful in the program. So overall, you need to maintain a good academic performance, build a good habit, and make up the loss as soon as possible if something happened to you. We all know something can happen in your life that can prevent you from doing well at one time or another. But don't worry about it. We're going to help you to go through the process, but we need to know that you need help. If you don't come to us, it's hard for us to know that you need help. Now, we do have our advisors are proactively going to students, but look, we have over 1,300 students in the program. It is impossible for us to talk to every single student. So you need to be proactive, talk to us, and we will be able to help you so that you can achieve success in our program. In the junior year and senior year, you'll be able to take many elective classes. I just listed a handful of them. You can look at this list and decide which class to take. If you don't know which class you want to take, if you're not sure what career you want to choose, always talk to our professors, to myself, and we'll be able to discuss your interest to help you to decide which classes you should be taking from the program. And then one of the questions I got asked often is that what engineers do, what electrical and computer engineers perform. Well, for example, the area for systems applications, digital communications, power generation, distribution, biomedical, transportation, entertainment, consumer electronics. Those are all the areas. While electrical engineers, they work in different areas. For example, they work at electrical and electronic systems, they work at developing, improving components, such systems. They work on computers, they work on digital devices, software control systems, and so on. So once you get your degree, you will be, for example, you can be working on specialized tasks. You need to have a certain breadth of your knowledge. You need to learn your ability to handle a rapid change of technology and build a good personal aptitude and behavior traits. Now, for example, I got my bachelor's degree more than 30 years ago. And at that time, my computer language learning was basic. Many of you probably never heard about that language, unfortunately. And those languages are already obsolete. So we have to learn different languages like Java, C, C++, C#, Python. But those languages are easy to learn because as soon as you know one language, you can learn another. So it's not that difficult. We didn't have many computers. The very first computer I used while I was doing my graduate study was called a personal computer, PC. That has a 64 kilobytes of memory. I mean, think of the computer we have today, how much memory we had. So there's a lot of progress, and apparently every student needed to set up their own to learn new technology. This is one of our requirement is to perform a lifelong learning from here. So our program will train our students technical, train our communication skills, problem solving skills, and intellectual skills. Ethical skills also as well. So in order to, you get admitted, you study the courses, you build your technology base, you build your other performances that they needed to be successful, but eventually you get your degree. So the degree includes 5 components: general education, required classes, laboratory courses, elective courses, and then finally a senior design project in a group. That is a year-long capstone design project. You work with 4 or 5 other students in a group, and to connect the dots, to connect all the classes that you learn to be successful. The areas of study during your senior year, including a list of elective classes, and those elective classes you can take in a different way. For example, you can choose one area of study that you take a number of classes to enhance your knowledge, or you can take one class from each area to just get a sample of what each program is about. Those are going to include, for example, digital communications, digital signal processing, electromagnetics, antennas, microelectronics, power systems, computer networks, multimedia, integrated circuits, and so on and so forth. Why do you want to come to ECE at SDSU? I listed 10 reasons, but there are more. But most importantly, our professors are experts in their field, and they are responsive. They talk to our students, they help them not only teach them, but also help them build resumes, help them with internship opportunities, help them look for jobs. And our students, in the past couple of years, I have seen are very successful. And I can give you a list of our alumni who not only excel technologically, but also they're very successful in management and leadership. So, you're not to be successful during the program and after the program. So during the program, well, you can participate, for example, in addition to make good progress and getting good grades in your classes, you can participate in undergraduate research. This is a program, you get paid in the summer, you work on a research project with a professor. You can join a professional organization such as IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, join honor society. Make up a goal, understand the area which do you want to do. You can also join an international exchange program, study abroad for 1 semester or 2 semesters. You can join a national competition. The thing you don't want to do is don't overload yourself. We have a normal workload of 15 to 16 units per semester to make sure you graduate in 4 years. And some students have come to take 18, 20 or more units, which may not be a good idea, because that if you overload yourself, you may fail some classes, which is going to hurt you instead of helping you. If you have part-time job, make sure you balance your work, family, and study. You want to follow my map to make sure you take the classes so that you meet the prerequisite and you can take the right class at the right time. Upon graduation, you can work in California, in Southern California, in San Diego. We have a lot of companies like SDGNE, Qualcomm, Apple. We have biotech companies. We have military base. We have military companies. We have a lot of companies, government and entities, and you can look for jobs for. Many of these opportunities provide significant benefits and competitive wages. Of course, you're not limited to San Diego. You can always join companies in California, nationwide, and even internationally. Of course, if you are thinking of further your study to a master's degree or even a doctorate degree, you can do that. For advanced degree, we'll train you to be more successful. For example, you can do more research instead of development or manufacturing more if you get an advanced degree. If you have a PhD degree, you can move on to become a research scientist or a professor at some institutions. The different fields of study, for example, in addition to the basic electrical engineering, you can also focus on materials, computers, physics. You can even switch on to law, medicine, and business. So there are endless options for you to choose from. Make sure, as I said, you look at your catalog, you look at online resources, and you stick with the mind map, and I will show you a few things after the presentation where to look for information. A lot of this information are available online. You want to make sure you talk to major advisors. If you have doubts, come to see me, come to see our professors. And for some reason, my computer started flash. I don't know what's going on. But again, as I said, know where the department office is, who is your faculty advisor, and where to look for peer tutoring, for example. We offer a lot of free tutoring for freshmen and sophomore students if they have difficulty in any of their classes. But you need to know where to find them, when to go for help. So I hope that this talk is helpful, and I'm really excited to have so many of you join us today, and I hope many of you will join us in the fall. Now, let me conclude this PowerPoint presentation. I want to bring you to a website to show you where you can look for the information. The website is a part of the SDSU website. If you go to electrical.sdsu.edu, you will be able to find our department website. Of course, you can also search Google SDSU Electrical Engineering. You'll be able to find our website. On this program, you can always, for example, look at newsletters where it publicizes our faculty achievements. And you can also scroll down, go to our department, go to home, and you can scroll down to look for all the information that are newest published here. But most importantly, I want to point to you a few resources. One is, if you click on the People tab, you will be able to see our list of faculty, and so that you can find out who your faculty advisors are. And also here you can look for staff members, where you can always, for example, find information like a major declaration, and you want to switch major, Robin and Angelica, they're able to help you. If you need to see a laboratory doing senior design, you want to design a circuit, you can go to Mark Bruno or Tech Technician. And here we list our major advisors, and also we have our assistants. And you can browse others and so on. But most importantly, I want to show you where you can look. For example, here under the undergraduate tab, you will be able to look at the different description of the program, the admission requirements, master plans, and mind maps. And this is where really you can find how you can graduate in 4 years by following a predetermined schedule. And as I said, if you miss 1 or 2 classes, you fail 1 class, you'll be able to make it up in summer. We offer summer program, not many classes, but the classes offered here to help students to shorten their graduation time. And you can go on computer engineering classes, EE courses, and so on. And you can also get a sample of our senior design, what all students do in their senior design project. And all this information are available. If you have issues, for example, understanding some of the classes you're a little bit behind of your math, you can go to our math tutorial. This YouTube tutorial we have developed to help our students to be more successful when you join our program. We have MATLAB tutorials, which also going to help you to prepare yourself before you start to take classes. And the software available to download, and also we list here our accreditation program for both electrical and computer engineering. For example, if you go to computer engineering, you'll be able to look at what are the education objectives. Well, this is how we want our students to be when they graduate from our program. What kind of objectives they have to achieve after the program? What kind of ability that we need to train our students? So you can look through the list. And all these objectives are trained in certain classes. And also you can go to our Alumni tab and look for information. And another link that I just want to share with you, if you search on LinkedIn, which is a website for professionals to connect to each other, you'll be able to find, for example, our newsletters of the department, of the college, of the university, and so on. And I just want to share one more tab. I'm not sure what happened with my computer. It started to flash. Like, for example, this is another newsletter that demonstrates myself working with Second Life EV batteries. So with that, I want to stop here and answer any questions you might have. Thank you very much. Let me chat. So if you have questions, please type up in the chat window. I'm going to answer them by the order they are presented. Okay. So I see Melinda posted links for our program. Oh, if you have already got accepted into SDSU, do we need to apply again to get into our pre-major? No, you don't have to. If you are admitted to SDSU into the EC program, you're automatically in the pre-major. Once you meet the 2.7 GPA and C or better in the 6 classes, you're automatically transferred to major studies. Nothing you have to do. But if you are admitted into a different program at SDSU, not into the ECE program, EE or COMPI program, you will need to fill up a form called major transfer form, and you can transfer to our pre-major. And again, once you're in pre-major, you will be transferred to major once you meet the requirement. Yeah, what is the case for EE transfer? If I understand your question, that if you're transferred from a community college, and you will be in the major, not the pre-major, if you meet other pre-major requirement. But if you're still missing a few classes, you will be in the pre-major, you'll finish those classes, and you will be transferred to you will be declared major automatically. Is there a related active robotics club? Yes, there is a robotics club which is housed in the mechanical engineering department, but many of our electrical and computer engineering students participate in that club, yes. When can a student participate in research? Summer after freshman year, for example. A student can participate in research at any time. They can participate in the regular semester or summer. They can also participate right starting their freshman year. Of course, it will be difficult for freshman students to participate in research because they don't have all the knowledge needed to do research. So most often we see students participate in research in their sophomore and in their junior and senior year. And also, because during the regular semester, you're taking classes that you may not have time to do research. So even though you could, but the output will be limited. So we see most students do summer. And in the summer, we also have programs that are funded, which means you can get paid to do research in the summer. So that is another benefit. During the regular semester, you most likely don't get paid for doing research with a professor. Okay, next question. I'm researching with a national lab right now. Is there someone I can speak to so I can jump right into research? Well, that's great. If you're doing research with a national lab, apparently you already built up your momentum and you're probably technological base. What I suggest is go to our website and click on the faculty tab and look at which faculty does the research relate to what you do right now. Once you find that, write an email to the professor. I'm pretty sure that the professor will reply to you. And you will be able to decide what kind of research you can do with the professor. Next question. What technical magazines do you recommend? Oh, wow, great. Well, one of the technical magazines I would recommend is IEEE Spectrum. And this is a wonderful magazine that gives you a lot of electrical and computer related, very high level, very futuristic. And I think if I want to recommend one, this is the one that I want to recommend. Of course, there are some other magazines such as Science. Is also very popular, but also includes some other areas other than just EE. Okay, next one. Let's see here. Why is my computer screen flashing? I see Melinda posted another link. Greetings, Dr. Me. I'm admitted as an EE pre-med as a transfer. Are there opportunities to participate in a research lab? I'm hoping to get into power electronics as junior. Great. Well, we have a few professors, including myself, Professor Riza Sabziger, and Professor Saeed Mashadi, and also Professor Shuda Sheshgeri. We all do research related to power electronics. Yeah, once you get here, email any one of us, and we can set up a meeting and to look at how much background you already have and what kind of research you can contribute. We have research programs with research projects in those areas. Next question: does radio frequency involve a lot of mass? Okay, sorry. Yes, I can be honest with you. Electrical engineering does involve a lot of math, so that's why we want students to take math 151, 152, physics 195, 196 before they are declared a major. In addition to that, you also have to take math 254 and 245 and so on. So those are my map. Yes, we want students to be able to, for example, you need to have a good background in complex numbers. You need to have a background in calculus. Yes, we want students to be prepared in mathematics before they are very successful in engineering. Can someone spell that magazine? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me spell it for you. It's called IEEE Spectrum. In fact, the IEEE Spectrum has both print and digital. Let me see. So I can give you the link posted here too. All right. Are there any accelerated degree program for electrical engineering? Okay, so I'm not sure if I understand your question, but I can try to answer in different ways. Yes, if all students take 16 units, they will graduate in 4 years as a freshman or 2 years as a transfer student. But some students are very, very capable and they don't have part-time job, they have good financial support. So they can take 18 units, for example, but we don't recommend more than that. So some students will be able to graduate in 3.5, or maybe in, if also the student have already finished math, physics, and some other AP programs, they can even graduate in 4 years. So that's kind of what I can tell you. Now, we also have this concurrent enrollment program. Is that if you are advanced very well in your undergrad studies, you can apply to take graduate classes in your final year before you graduate with a bachelor's degree, and the class you take can be counted towards your graduate degree. And we also have this what's so-called concurrent program, which means you can spend 5 years to get both a bachelor and master degree in 5 years. So that's kind of a advanced study I can explain. And also, you can apply for doctor program before without getting a master's degree. So right before you graduate with your bachelor's degree, you can apply to a doctor program here or as well. And if you're admitted, you can get a master's degree on the way to get your doctorate degree. So those are the programs that are available. Okay, so let's see. Next question is, as a junior pre-major, I only have 2 classes to take EE, 210, and complete to 71. Will I also be allowed to enroll in restraining level classes? Well, this is a very good question. Because of our major requirement, students are not able to take up level, which means 300, 400 level classes before they are declared major. This is to prevent students from taking classes while they don't meet the 2.7 GPA, for example, before they go too far. But if you're a transfer student, or if you are even a freshman student that you've been here for some time, but you get into this scenario, talk to me. This is case by case. We'll look at your transcript, we'll look at your classes, and we'll decide what you can do. I have been always able to give student advice in this situation. I will make a plan for you. Again, talk to me once you are on campus. Make an appointment, and we'll discuss details. Can you provide? Give me 1 second. Can you provide any application fee waiver for graduate program? Well, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, no. The program application fee is only $70. I hope that most of you can handle this. We do not we're not able to waive that application fee, unfortunately. How does AP credit in calculus AB affect my classes? Yes, if you have AP credit in calculus AB, I think your credit will be automatically transferred once you apply, have your transcript, everything in the system. And once you log into your web portal, you'll be able to see, probably not right now, but in a couple of months, which class is already waived. For example, this most likely Math 150. If you have credited, you most likely do not need to take that class again at SDSU because those credits are transferable. I think I have answered all the questions. Melinda, do you see any questions that I have not answered? Okay, so let's see. So on my screen, we have 22 people. We also have our admissions personnel, and also we have our communications director, Melinda, join us today. And we also have our admissions office personnel here. If you have any other questions, please feel free to type into that chat window, and we will answer as much as we can. As I said earlier, many of the questions can be, answers to the question can be found on our department website. The next question, one more question. Does the EE program do credit by exam? Also, no. Every single class, you have to take it within a semester. You cannot test out of any classes in the program. However, it is possible to do a directed study, which is not a lecture class, but you do a research or self-learning with a professor. This doesn't happen quite often, but sometimes we do this at advanced subject. For example, one class we do not offer, but student has a strong interest and also has a background to do it. We'll talk about this on a one-to-one basis, and we will set up to learn at your own pace, but you will get a credit. The next question, do you teach any up-level division classes for BSc? I think this question was asking if myself are teaching any up-level classes in EE. In fact, yes and no, I don't currently teach EE class, a lecture class, but I do supervise senior design. And I help a lot of students to build their resumes, to train their job hunting skills, things like that. I advise at least one group every semester, sometimes 2 to 3 groups of senior design students every semester. So if you have an interest in power electronics, power, electric vehicles, batteries, things like that, we can talk about it, and I'll be happy to be your advisor when the time comes. Do you have a link to the robotics club or the name? Yes, I should be able to find it. I think you should be able to find it on through a Google search, but I can see if I can find it for you. And we have many clubs, including, for example, there's aerospace engineering has rocket launch club, and we also have many. Oh, yeah. So this is one is mechatronics club at SDSU. Let me share this link with you. So this is mechatronics club. Oh, okay. So I think Shamara already posted the other clubs in engineering. Yes, thank you. Okay. Any other questions? Well, if no more questions, I think it's almost 2 minutes at the 45 minutes mark, and we probably can conclude this presentation. I really want to thank everybody. Thank you, Melina and Shamara, and for your support. And also, I want to thank every single student for joining us today. And I hope this presentation will help you to understand our program and give you guidance of what you need to look for, how to look for it, and once you join our program, how you can stay active, be proactive, and be successful, and getting educated and having a wonderful career, which is going to be with you for the rest of your life. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.